Hi, boys and girls. Today, we're going to be going over your mid-module assessment that you took either at home or in school last week. So you have either a test that looks like this or scratch paper that you solved all of your questions on. I need you to pause this video and go get your work right now. After you have your work in front of you, I probably should have told you this before. If you have a pen or something colored to check with, it's a good thing to do it to check your work in a different color just so you can see the mistakes that you made. But at least have a pencil, or if you have a pen, that would be great too. I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can see how these questions were solved correctly. If you still have questions after watching this video, please make sure you ask. This is the copy of the test that we already went through and highlighted and went over all the directions in the video before you took the test. So for number 1, you had to draw an area model to solve the following and find the value of the expressions. So I know that the area formula is length times width. So I have my length and my width. So I'm going to label one side 30, one side 60. We use this just like a multiplication chart. I pull the 60 down and I multiply it by the 30. Take off my 2 zeros. I'm left with 6 times 3 equals 18 for a total of 1,800. A lot of the mistakes that I saw, we had the answer of 180, which tells me you're not being careful when you're taking both zeros off and putting them in your answer. For letter B, we have 3 times 269. I needed to take my 269 and put it in expanded form, so I'm going to stretch that number out by place value. The value of this 2 is 200. The value of 6 in the tens place is 60, and 9 in the ones place is 9. And then I'm multiplying it by 3. Just like a multiplication chart, I have 3 times 200, 3 times 60, and then 3 times 9. Take off my 2 zeros, put them in my answer. I'm left with 3 times 2 equals 6. Take off 1 0. I'm left with 3 times 6 equals 18. 3 times 9 equals 27. Now, I'm going to line these 3 values up so that I can add more efficiently. 0 plus 0 plus 7 equals 7. 0 plus 8 plus 2 equals 10. So I put down my 0, carry my 1. 1 plus 6 is 7, plus 1 is 8, for the total of 807. For number 2, the directions say use any place value strategy to multiply. So you could have chosen here. I'm going to do partial products for letter A. 68 times 3. I do 3 times 8 equals 24. 3 times 60, got my 0, equals 180. Put those together. 204. For this one, 371 times 4, I'll use the traditional method. 4 times 1 equals 4. 4 times 7, 28. I put down my 8 and carry my 2. 4 times 3 equals 12, plus 2 to give me 14. 1, 2, 3, comma. Had a lot of people not using commas. Remember, big numbers, anything 4 digits or more, we want to put commas in to make them easier to read. For a total of 1,484. For the letter C, I'm going to use partial products. 7 times 5 equals 35. 7 times 0 equals 0. 7 times 300, because this 3 is in the hundreds place. 1, 2, 1, 2 zeros. 7 times 3 equals 21. So I have 2,100, making sure I have all my digits lined up. Then 7 times 100 equals 700. My ones place, I get 5. Tens place, I get 3. Hundreds place, I get a total of 8. Oh my, back up. This is the thousands place. I knew that didn't look correct, so I need to fix this. So this is 1,000, not 100. So I have 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3, and then a 7. So I have 5, 3, 1. 7 plus 2 is 9 for a total of 9,135. The reason why I caught that mistake was because I was thinking, this is almost like I made an estimate. This was about 1,000. That's more than 1,000. And times 7, that would be 7,000. I couldn't just have 2,000 in my answer because I'd be going backwards. So I kind of used some mental math and my estimating skills to realize I had a mistake somewhere. 6,034 times 5, and we'll use the traditional method here. 5 times 4 equals 20. Put down my 0, carry my 2. 5 times 3 equals 15, plus 2 equals 17. Put down my 7, carry the 1. 5 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. 5 times 6 is 30. Big number here. 1, 2, 3 digits, comma, for a total of 30,170. So hopefully all of this was a good warm-up for the word problems. Remember, we took down some notes to help you. A movie theater has 2 rooms. Room A has 9 rows of seats with 18 seats in each row. Room B has 3 times as many seats as room A. How many seats are there in both rooms? So what do I know about room A? I know room A has 9 rows with 18 seats in each row. So that's how I'd figure out how many I have in room A total. So over here, I'm going to do 18 times 9. 8 times 9 equals 72. I put down my 2, carry my 7. 9 times 1 equals 9, plus 7 is 16, for a total of 162 seats. What do we know about room B? Room B has 3 times as many seats as room A. And I know room A has 162. Just figured that out. So I'm going to take my 162 and multiply it by 3. 3 times 2 equals 6. 3 times 6 equals 18. I put down my 8, carry my 1. 3 times 1 equals 3, plus 1 equals 4, for a total of 486 seats. Okay, now the question asks, how many seats are there in both rooms? So if I know how many are in room A, how many are in room B, what would I do to figure out would be in both? Put them together. I'm going to add. I hope that's what you did too. So I'm going to take my rooms in A and my rooms in B and add those up. 2 plus 6 equals 8. 6 plus 8 equals 14. Put down my 4, carry my 1. 1 plus 1 plus 4 equals 6, for a grand total of 648 seats. If you use a sentence, you could put there 648 seats in both rooms. Number 4, the high school art teacher has 9 cases of crayons with 52 boxes in each case. The elementary school art teacher has 6 cases of crayons with 104 boxes in each case. How many total boxes of crayons do both teachers have? Okay, high school teacher. 9 cases with 52 boxes in each. So to figure out how many total cases she has, I'll do 9 times 52. So off to the side, I'm going to solve that using the traditional method. Oh, we'll do partial products here since we did a lot of traditional up above. 9 times 2 equals 18. 9 times 50 equals 450. For a total of 468 cases. Well, actually, no. 9 cases, this would be boxes. 468 boxes of crayons. Okay, at the elementary school, 6 cases of crayons with 104 boxes in each case. So I'm going to do 104 times 6. 6 times 4 is 24. Put down my 4, carry my 2. 6 times 0 is 0, plus 2 is 2. 6 times 1 is 6. So the elementary school has 624 boxes. How many total boxes of crayons do both teachers have? So I'm going to take my 468 boxes at the high school, my 624 boxes at the elementary school, and add them up. 8 plus 4 is 12. 1 plus 6 is 7. Plus 2 is 9. 4 plus 6 is 10. For a total of 1,092 boxes. A lot of crayons, a lot of crayons. All right, we're going to keep on moving. Number 5. All right, now we have probably some pictures we need to draw. Last year, Mr. Peterson's rectangular garden had a width of 5 meters and an area of 20 square meters. This year, he wants to make the garden 3 times as long and 2 times as wide. Solve for the length of last year's garden using the area formula. Then draw and label the measurements of this year's garden. So we reminded ourselves what the area formula was, length times width. So over here, I'm going to rewrite the formula, and I'm going to plug in what I know. Do I know the area? I hope you said yes. It's right here, 20. Do I know the length? That's missing right here. Keep that as my L. Do I know the width? Is 5. So now I'm asking myself, what times 5 equals 20? I know that 4 times 5 equals 20. So the length of this side is 4 meters. Now I need to figure out the new garden. So I know, so I'm going to mark this down. So this is my length. This is my width. The new garden is 3 times as long. So to find my new length, I'm going to do 4 times 3 equals 12 meters for my length. And then I see that it's 2 times as wide. So before it was 5 meters, I'm going to multiply by 2 to get 10 meters wide. So my new garden is 12 meters long and 10 meters wide. So my length, 12 meters, width, 10 meters. Remember, we wrote down all those notes before, so then we would just have to simply fill in the blanks. Then they wanted us to figure out how much area for planting will Mr. Peterson have in the new garden. So the new garden, I know the area is going to be the length times the width. So the length is 12, the width is 10. 12 times 10, take off the 0, Put in my answer. 12 times 1 is 12. My area is 120 meters squared. Because remember, area is always measured in square units. So it's either feet squared, meters squared, centimeters squared. If you don't have anything, you could just say units squared. But this time they did tell us that it was meters. More questions about the garden. Last year, Mr. Peterson had a fence all the way around his garden. He can reuse the fence he had around the garden last year, but he needs to buy more fencing to go around this year's garden. How many more meters of fencing does he need? So last year, the fence was 5 meters wide and 4 meters long. So to find perimeter, we do length plus width plus width. So 5 plus 5 equals 10. 10 plus 4 equals 14. 14 plus 4 equals 18 meters is what we have. The new fence, we have a length of 12 and a width of 10. So I'm going to chunk this together. I know 12 plus 12 is 24. 24 plus 10 is 34. 34 plus 10 is 44 meters. So this is what I have. This is what I need. To figure out how much more I need, I'm going to take my what I need, 44, and I'm going to subtract what I have. Bigger number needs to be on top in order to subtract. So 4 is smaller than 8, so I need to trade. This 4 becomes a 3. This 4 becomes a 14. 14 minus 8. Sorry, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 6. 3 minus 1, 2. I need 20. Oh, Mr. Peterson needs 26 meters more fencing this year. So he's going to recycle his old stuff and get some new. Okay, last one. Last year, Mr. Peterson was able to plant 4 rows of carrots with 13 plants in each row. This year, he plans to plant twice as many rows with twice as many carrot plants in each. How many carrot plants will he plant this year? Okay, so our old garden had 4 rows with 13 in each. So it was a 4 by 13 array. This year, he wants twice as many rows. Last year, he had 4 rows. So to figure out twice as many, I do 4 times 2 equals 8 rows. So 8 rows. And he wants twice as many plants in each. Last year, he had 13. This year, we want 13 times 2 to give me 26. So 26 plants in each. I want to figure out how many carrot plants he will have this year. So I'm going to take my 26 in each row, my 8 rows, I'm going to multiply them using partial products. 8 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 7 is 42. 6 times 8 is 48. And I'm going to do 8 times 20 to give me 160 and put those together. So my total answer is 208 carrot plants. If you still have questions or if you need anything else clarified, please let me know. Thank you.